Okay, welcome everyone to the deep dive. You've shared some really interesting source material with us today, and we're ready to jump right in.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Our mission today is to explore something really specific, a connection laid out in this text. The traditional food and, well, the festival it's so closely tied to. We're taking a close look at jalebi, and it's a pretty fascinating link to the Dussehra festival, using this text you provided as our map. Honestly, just reading the description, it makes me really eager to get into the sensory details and the cultural stuff the source seems to promise.
And, as the source material seems to show, this isn't just about, describing a tasty sweet. What seems really insightful is how the text shows a single dish can actually hold so much history, tradition, and real emotion for people.
Okay, so let's dive into what the source actually describes. It calls jalebi this incredibly popular sweet, sort of a centerpiece during Dussehra. How does the text say it's actually made?
Well, the text details that it starts with a batter made from refined wheat flour. Then that's deep fried into these, very distinct spiral shapes.
Ah, spirals.
And once they get crispy, they're soaked really well in a sweet sugar syrup.
Right, that visual of the spiral shape is so key.
Yeah.
And the source, it really brings it to life, doesn't it, with the descriptions. Bright orange color, definitely crispy outside.
Yeah.
And then you get that contrast, juicy and syrupy inside. It paints a very specific, appealing picture.
Exactly. The source really highlights this combination of texture and taste. It calls it something, truly unforgettable, that perfect crunch giving way to that intense sweetness. The text even notes the powerful role of smell. It mentions the scent of fresh jalebi instantly bringing back memories, specifically of childhood festivals, for the person speaking in the source.
Okay, and here's where the source seems to add that deeper cultural layer. It says on Dussehra, jalebi isn't just popular because it tastes good. Yeah. There's a specific reason tied to the festival itself, a traditional one.
Yes, exactly. The source connects jalebi directly to the themes of victory and celebration that are central to Dussehra. And it includes this really interesting specific saying.
Oh, yeah.
That Lord Ram and Hanuman were apparently particularly fond of sweets made from flour. The text states people eat jalebi specifically to kind of honor this tradition during the festival. It really grounds the food in that cultural story presented in the source.
Wow, okay. The source also describes every bite as a burst of joy. And it points out that sometimes people have jalebi with milk, which adds another dimension, like a creamy balance to all that sweetness.
It does. And if you sort of step back and look at the bigger picture the source is painting, it really emphasizes that this dish, well, at least for the person in the text, it goes way beyond just flavor.
Right.
It seems to capture the whole spirit of Indian festivals, the color, the deep tradition, and that feeling of happiness all kind of condensed into that one iconic spiral sweet.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, looking at what the source material told us about jalebi and Dussehra, we really see it vividly described, that bright orange, the distinct spiral shape, and that perfect mix of crispy and juicy, syrupy inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
And its place during Dussehra is shown as, well, pretty essential, linked directly, as the text says, to that cultural saying about Ram and Hanuman.
And what the source truly shows us here, I think, is how a particular food isn't just, something we eat. It's presented as this powerful symbol, really loaded with cultural meaning, cherished memories, and just embodying the spirit of celebration for the community described.
That really is the key takeaway from the source material, isn't it? Looking closely at this one example helps us understand how food often serves a similar, really vital role in festivals and big events all over the world. It's a tangible way to connect with tradition, to literally taste shared joy.
Right. So here's something to think about. Drawing directly from the source material we've just unpacked, what specific food holds that kind of powerful link to memory and celebration for you in your own life?
Or maybe, how does understanding this deep connection between a food like jalebi and a festival like Dussehra, as laid out in this source, maybe change how you think about the foods that are central to celebrations in your own culture? Definitely something to chew on.